When people are sick, they need healing, and they normally will go to a doctor or seek some sort of therapy that will deal with the issue. Unfortunately, there are some who do not seek help, and others who choose the wrong help. When I was diagnosed with stage 4 bladder cancer, I began receiving all kinds of advice from all kinds of people. It's things like this. An old Native American woman developed a miracle cure that just took care of it completely. One person was healed by drinking green tea and eating celery. Another stated I should take ivermectin. And some told me which specific doctors I should use. I ended up, frankly, in a very state of confusion. That's all I can say. Yet, with all this advice, unfortunately, one doctor was constantly left out of the conversation. No one mentioned the great physician, the Lord, our healer, that is Jesus. Why not? I think it's because we've become too secularized in our thinking, even in the church. In Matthew, we read the following regarding Jesus, and let me read it to you. It says, "And he went throughout all Galilee, teaching in their synagogues and proclaiming the gospel of the kingdom and healing every disease and every affliction among the people." Note that Jesus healed every disease and every affliction. No doctor or medical technician can make the claim of healing every person that came to them for help. Yet Jesus, in fact, did this. In the Old Testament, we read that the Lord stated this about himself: "I am the Lord, your healer." We know that phrase, Jehovah Rapha. The psalmist wrote that it is the Lord who forgives all your iniquity and who heals all your diseases. So we must trust the Lord our healer. However, we must also realize the extent of this healing. Matthew recorded that Jesus healed every disease and every affliction among the people. It is interesting that he mentions both diseases and afflictions, which indicates the totality of Jesus' healing. In context with this particular verse that we read, we see that the healings included deliverance from diseases, pains, demonic oppression, seizures, and paralysis. Jesus is not just our physical healer, he is our total healer. He is the great physician who heals people from every disease and affliction, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So if Jesus is the great physician, the question becomes this: why go to an earthly doctor or use medical technology at all? And this question has been debated in Christian circles throughout history. Yet it seems clear that there is a place for medical technology in our healing. And few would argue today that modern medical technology has not been beneficial. So I choose to look at this debate this way: that the Lord has given certain people minds and abilities to innovate and implement new technologies which can benefit all of humanity. This includes medical technology. And while these technologies are used by gifted people in the practice of medicine, it is the Lord who ultimately looks through the practitioners and the technology and the medicines to bring about his purposes. Therefore, when we experience afflictions of every kind, we should proceed, or we may proceed with the treatments as we feel led of the Lord to do so. However, we must always remember to trust in the Lord for his healing, that he is the great healer, and always give glory for him and to him for the work that he does through this. And so consider these thoughts and remember, don't make medical technology an idol. Trust in the Lord Jesus Christ.